Hi, welcome to today's Vinyasa flow. For today's practice, you're gonna want 2 blocks and we're going to get started in a reclined position. I'm gonna take one of the blocks with me, and you should too, and make your way down to your back body. Soles of the feet pressing into the mat, starting in this pretty typical broken bridge shape. Just resting down here, soles of the feet support you, hips, back, shoulders, everything supported by that mat and floor beneath you. Then taking your block with you, we're gonna come into a supported bridge. Inhale, lift your hips just high enough to slide the block under your sacrum, finding a height that feels supportive. Now this may be a lower setting than you typically use at the end of class as we're getting started here. Slowly begin to bring your right knee into your chest. Hands can rest on top of the shin or behind that right thigh. Then extend your left leg long. Goal here is opening up the front of that left hip. If this doesn't feel good with the block under you, you can ditch it, take this shape from the floor, get those same benefits. So find what works for you. Give yourself a handful of breaths right here. Right knee hugging towards the right shoulder. Left heel nice and heavy, resting on the floor. One more cycle of breath. Then left sole of the foot lowers down, right foot to meet it. Other side, hug your left knee into the chest, resting your hands where it feels comfortable, and extend your right leg long. Again, goal here is just to be heavy. Left knee heavy towards the left shoulder. Right heel heavy towards the floor. Letting gravity do the work here for you. We'll get in plenty of movement. So allowing yourself to settle here. 2 more cycles of breath. When that's complete, right foot back to the mat as left foot lowers. Shift that block out from under you and lower your hips down to the mat. I like to take a soft hug here, pressing that low back into the mat. Imagining if you had a piece of paper, your back is pressing that into the mat. So if someone's trying to pull it out from under you, really pressing down. And keeping that back engagement here. Add in some toe taps. So your toes go to tap the mat and then hug back towards the chest. Toes to the mat and back towards the chest. Hands can rest wherever's comfortable. I had mine in like a funky half ballerina position. You can rest them on your belly. Maybe they're out wide towards either side or in cactus shape. Working with your breath. Firing up that core just a bit. Give yourself 2 or 3 more breaths here. Lowering the toes to tap, and then hugging the knees into the chest. Doing your best to keep that contact with the floor beneath you. Pausing next time your knees hug into the chest. Rest there, a little softer here. And then in your next 2 or 3 breaths, rock and roll up to a tabletop position. Taking your time as you get there. Making your way so hands are under shoulders, knees under hips. Start here with a strong neutral base. On an inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, look up. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, press away from the mat. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, round your spine, press away from the mat. Give yourself about 3 or 4 more rounds here, adding in any other movement that would feel good. Rule of thumb, as long as it feels good to warm up your spine and your hips, you're doing it right. Next breath, make your way back to a neutral tabletop. Looking down between the hands, long back of the neck. Inhale, extend your right leg long behind you. Exhale, bring right foot between the hands. Lift your arms to frame the face, Anjaneyasana. Right hand grabs left wrist. Side stretch towards the right. Lifting from left hip through left ribs to those left fingertips. Next breath, come back to center. Hands come down to the mat. Bringing your blocks to either side of that foot. Slide your hips back, half splits. Back toes can be tucked or untucked. We're going for a long spine in this version, so heart pulls towards your toes, almost like you're pressing away from the blocks as they support you. You can stay right here or open your right arm towards the sky, a bit of a twist. Breathe in and out. Next breath, hand back to the block. Plant your front foot, rocking forward, hips press as far forward as feels good. Then hands to the mat. Step back to tabletop position. Shifting those blocks out from under you. Inhale, extend left leg long, pressing that back heel behind you. Then left foot steps between the hands. Lift your arms, low lunge Anjaneyasana. Left hand grabs right wrist. Side stretch towards the left. Reaching from the hips to the ribs to the fingertips, long side body. Then release back to center. Hands to the mat. Bring those blocks with you. Shift back for half splits. Front leg is straightened, relative term. You might have a little bend in that knee. Long spine like you're pressing away from the blocks. You can stay here or right hand plants, left arm lifts, opening for that twist, keeping the hips anchored back. Then left hand back to the mat. Front foot plants, hips press forward just as far as works for you. Hands to the mat. Step back to tabletop position. Shifting those blocks out from under you. Inhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips towards the sky. You may walk the hands forward just a bit, coming into your downward facing dog. Take a little time as you pedal out your dog or shift your hips side to side. Okay, next breath, getting into some funky transitions here. Inhale, sweep your right leg towards the sky, toes stay pointed down. Exhale, pigeon. Right knee comes towards the right wrist, then lay your shin down on the mat. Back knee lowers, toes untuck. You can stay right here. Maybe you bring the blocks under your hands to support you, or you can lift all the way up, hands on the hips. Wherever you are, it's just one cycle of breath. Then hands come to the mat. Lower your right hip to the mat, and we're gonna be seated towards the back of the mat. Right knee stays bent, then plant that right foot outside of left leg. Left hand wraps around the knee. Right hand props up behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, guide the right shoulder back. Inhale here. Exhale here. Now unwind, hands come to that left side of your body and make your way back to a downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Other side, inhale, sweep left leg to the sky. Exhale, bring left knee to left wrist. Pigeon pose, lay that shin down on the mat. Hands can rest here. Maybe they come to blocks. Maybe hands to hips. Breathe in and out. Hands plant in front of you. This time, left hip sits down. Unwind towards the back of your mat. Left foot plants outside that right leg. Right hand props up behind it. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, left shoulder pulls back. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale to twist. Hands come outside of your right hips. Unwind, coming back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, find a half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, hang heavy. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root through your feet, reach up tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up, palms press. Exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale, pass through center. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Inhale to center. Engage those glutes. Elbows pull down for cactus. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, hang heavy. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root through your feet, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, you can look up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, shoulders towards hip height. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back to plank position. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Untuck your toes, hands back by hips. Inhale, lift for locust. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, hands under shoulders, press back up to plank. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Give yourself 3 rounds of breath here. Pressing into both hands. Taking your time. Hips towards the sky, heels towards the mat. Inhale, sweep your right leg towards the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands, crescent. Inhale, arms come up to frame the face. Exhale, bring your right hand between your shoulder blades. Left hand reaches up towards it. Your fingertips might touch, maybe not. Next breath, unwind. Left hand comes to top, right to bottom. Continue a few rounds of those windmills here. Pausing next time your right arm is on top. No rush to get there, chest stays nice and open. Next breath, begin to hinge forward. Pour your weight into the front foot. Warrior 3. Hands unwind, coming to heart center. Next breath, bend into your front knee, back to crescent. Exhale, open to warrior 2. Press into the blade edge of that back foot. One of your blocks towards the top of the mat at its highest setting. Inhale, right palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, extended side angle, left arm overhead. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Inhale, bend into your front knee, half moon. Right hand plants to the block, left arm towards the sky. Next breath, bend into your front knee, warrior 2. Then into your back knee for Skandasana. Sinking hips towards the heels. Give yourself a moment. Then recruiting all that low body strength. Float back to warrior 2, arms at shoulder height. Breathe in and out. Next breath, cartwheel your hands to the mat, low lunge. Step back, downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, sweep left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands, crescent. Arms come up to frame the face. Start with left hand on top, right arm on bottom this time. Then add in those windmills here. Right arm on top, left arm on bottom. Give yourself a few rounds. Opening up those shoulders. Letting them rotate naturally, not fighting it here. Pause next time your left hand's on top. Begin to pour your weight forward. Warrior 3. Give yourself a moment. Bring your hands back to heart center. Then bend into your front knee, return to crescent. Open up to warrior 2. Inhale, left palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, extended side angle, right arm overhead. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Inhale, shift forward. Left hand plants to block, half moon. Open in the shape. Next breath, bend back into warrior 2, just a moment. Then bend into your back knee, Skandasana. Take a breath in. and out. Recruiting that low body strength, and maybe your hands press back to warrior two. Cartwheel your hands to the mat, low lunge. Step back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Next breath, come to your knees here for a round of cat series and tabletop. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone. Exhale, round your spine, press away from the mat. Inhale, come back to neutral. Walk your hands forward about a handprint, tuck your toes, lift your hips for down dog. We'll flow through that once more. Inhale, sweep right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands, crescent. Inhale, arms frame the face. Right hand between the shoulder blades, left arm comes to meet it. We'll pause right here. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, warrior three. Give yourself a moment. Hands come back to heart center. Bend into your front knee, back to crescent. Open to warrior two. Inhale, right palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, extended side angle, left arm overhead. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, bend into your front knee, half moon. Pause here for a moment. Then bend into your front knee, warrior two. Bend into your back knee, skandasana. Breathe in and out. Using that low body strength, float back to warrior two. Cartwheel your hands to the mat, low lunge. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands, crescent on the other side. Arms frame the face, left arm between the shoulder blades, then right arm reaches up, maybe the fingers touch. Begin to shift your weight forward. Pour your weight into the front foot, warrior three. Hands come to heart center. Bend into your front knee, return to crescent. Open to warrior two. Inhale, left palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, extended side angle, right arm overhead. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Half moon, balancing here for a moment. Next breath, warrior two. Then skandasana, sinking towards that back knee. Heart stays lifted for a breath. Nice, strong, low body. Arms to warrior two. Whew. Cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Inhale, lift your heels high off the mat. Exhale, bring your knees to the mat for child's pose. Hips sink back towards your heels. Nice long side body as you inch the fingertips forward. Here for just a cycle of breath so we don't lose that heat. Then shift forward as you're ready, coming back into downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, hang heavy. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root through your feet, reach up tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, you can look up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Great time to take care. Your block still towards the top of the mat. Right foot steps back. Low lunge. Pressing that back heel away from you. Coming onto your right fist. Left fingertips reach towards the sky. Open, revolved, low lunge. As you're ready, lift into open, revolved crescent. Right arm forward, left arm back. Then revolved warrior, left hand to that back thigh. Right arm overhead. Next breath, return to that open, revolved crescent. This is where it gets funky. Shift into eagle, keeping that front knee bent. Back leg wraps around it. Right arm in front of the face. Left arm under. Sit a little lower. Hug your thighs and forearms a little tighter. As you're ready, unwind, revolved half moon. Right hand towards the block, left arm towards the sky. Back toes might need to be a kickstand. Give yourself just a moment. As you're ready, release foot to the mat, forward fold. Breathe in and out. Other side, plant your hands, left foot steps back. Come on to those left knuckles. Right arm opens to the sky, revolved low lunge. Back thigh presses towards the sky. Right arm reaches back, left arm forward, open revolved crescent. Right hand to back thigh, left arm overhead. Take a moment in revolved warrior. Open back to open revolved crescent. Then begin to shift forward for eagle. Left leg wraps around right. Right arm in front of the face, left arm under. Hips sink a little lower. Thighs and forearms hug together a little tighter. Unwind to revolved half moon. Left hand to the block, right arm towards the sky. Breathe in and out. Next breath, left foot to the mat. Hang heavy, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, fold, hang heavy. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root through your feet, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breath in and out. We'll go through that sequence once more. Because with these funky sequences, I feel like the second time it's like, oh, I can kind of get it. So taking your time here. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Right foot steps back, low lunge. Right knuckles into the floor, left arm towards the sky. Inhale, lift to open revolved crescent. Exhale, left hand to back leg, right arm overhead. Open back to that crescent. Then find eagle, shifting your weight forward, crossing your arms and legs. Sit a little lower, squeeze a little tighter. Unwind, revolved half moon. Right hand to the block, left arm towards the sky. Breathe in and out. Right hand to the mat, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step left foot back. Left knuckles into the mat, right arm towards the sky. Lift up to open revolved crescent. Right hand to back thigh, left arm overhead. Next breath, left arm forward, right arm back. Shift into eagle. Thighs wrap, forearms hug together. This is a classic expression of, it's about the process, not how it looks. So allow yourself to wiggle. Unwind, revolved half moon. Left hand into block, right arm towards the sky. Again, not worrying about what it looks like, but how do we feel? Then bring your foot to the mat. Forward fold, hang heavy. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Shift that block out of your way and plant your hands. Step back to plank position. Inhale and plank. Exhale for chaturanga or the mat. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Keeping your base as is. Bring your left foot to meet right. Then right foot crosses in front of left. Bringing those knees to the mat. Untuck your toes and begin to walk your hands back for cow face. Now you might stay a little more forward. Maybe you can sit your seat all the way between, or mine tends to be on my heels. Here for a moment. You can add in those cow face arms from earlier in practice if that feels good to open your chest, or simply let your fingertips reach towards the floor. Give yourself just one more breath. Funky transition here. You can unwind looking over your left shoulder. Unwind, keeping your feet as is. Come into cow face on the other side. So your left leg's on top this time. Again, sitting up tall, maybe fingertips reach towards the floor. Maybe cow face arms, left arm on top this time. No right or wrong. Just one more moment. And then release, extend both legs long in front of you, however you need to get there. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, fold forward. Can let the legs hang heavy just like they are. Bring a little bend to the knees if that feels good. Chin hugs towards the chest. Soften into the fold. Next breath, slowly lift your upper body out of the shape. Bring your soles of the feet to the mat and lower back down just to where we started practice. So soles of the feet press into the mat, hips, shoulders, head, all supported here. Maybe a small smile comes to your face. From here on out, we are safe and secure on the floor, just floor work here. Hug your knees into your chest. Hands can come to the outer edges of the feet or the heels or the shins for happy baby. Soles of the feet shine up towards the sky. Knees hang heavy towards the floor on either side of the body. You can embrace stillness here, or perhaps play with rocking back and forth, straightening one leg and then the other. No right or wrong. Simply encouraging your body to settle a bit, letting the hips be nice and open. One more cycle of breath. Then bring your knees into your chest, soles of the feet lower to the mat. Arms can come out to a T or a cactus shape. Shift your hips a bit to the right. Knees fall to the left. It might feel good to wrap your top leg around bottom. It might not. Soft gaze over that right shoulder. Handful of breaths here, nice and quiet. On your next inhale, come back to center. Other side, shift your hips to the left, knees to the right. Again, maybe you look over that left shoulder or gaze can stay up towards the ceiling if that feels better. Adjusting as you need to before you soften into the twist for a bit. Inhale, come back to center. Knees hug into the chest. Last active shape, tight yogi hug, squeeze everything together. Then extend into Shavasana. Legs extend long. Arms hang heavy. Reminding ourselves this pose is just as important and valuable as all of those other funky shapes we went through today. So giving it its full time and attention. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. body can remain still. If it feels good and is available to you today, you are more than welcome to stay in this place of rest. If it's time to close out your practice, start incorporating some gentle movements. Maybe you deepen your breath, wiggle fingers and toes, or rock your head side to side. And taking your time, whenever you feel ready, make your way to a fetal position on either side. Pausing there for a moment, some quiet and stillness before you press up to any comfortable seated position. Eyes can stay soft or closed as you feel into some gratitude. You showed up today and honored your body with movement and with rest, allowing that importance to sink in. We'll close with a collective breath. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, draw your hands back to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thanks for being part of this rad community, and I hope the rest of your day is nice and easy.